Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Now, before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. So as I said last week, I recently spent 4 glorious days in Disney World with my family and grandkids. There's really nothing quite like experiencing Disney through the eyes of a child. Things like my 4-year-old grandson continually asking all the Disney characters walking around why they never talk. Truly priceless. Anyway, so it inspired me last week to draw the iconic Mickey and Steamboat Willie scene with him at the wheel of the steamboat, which has in turn inspired me to try drawing some of the other classic Disney animated scenes or poses, not necessarily in any order. And this whole series is almost immediately going to get interrupted as we're going to run smack into the Halloween season, which we're going to honor with a series of evil characters starting next week, after which we'll pick up where we left off with a few more iconic Disney character scenes. Anyway, today I thought we'd take a crack at Bambi, one of the most beloved Disney characters of all time, from the 1942 animated masterpiece, still considered one of the most beautifully animated films of all time. We're going to draw young Bambi in that iconic pose, turning to discover the butterfly that has landed on his tail. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to draw Bambi in our scene step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw him again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. In this scene, Bambi is just about 4 heads tall. In other words, however tall his lemon-shaped head is, his entire body is about 4 of those tall. Okay, so let's draw the roadmap for our Bambi scene. So there's our roadmap for our iconic Bambi in the butterfly pose. Now before we go on to step 2, I want to give you the layout of Bambi's body using simple shapes for those of you who want a screen grab. Just something to help you lay out your character in this scene. Okay, so now we're on to step 2. In this step we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the 3rd and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help me to know where to put Bambi's eyes, muzzle, and some of his other features. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. Okay, so let's rough out the features for our scene from Bambi. Okay, so there are the roughed out features for our iconic Bambi pose. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw on the final details of our iconic drawing of Bambi. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work figuring that out. Here's where you want to take a moment to look at your drawing while it's still lightly sketched out, fix or change things before then committing to drawing those final lines. Even as you're drawing that final line, you should be still thinking about how you might improve it, staying vigilant until the very end. Okay, so let's draw on the details for our scene from Bambi. And that's how you do it. There you have it, our iconic pose of Bambi with a butterfly. So how do you think you did? Understand if you've never drawn Bambi before, then you can't expect to have drawn him perfectly. You notice I don't spend time coloring our Bambi scene during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. Now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing Bambi. And with that, you can draw him again and again. And by all means, color it when you're done. I promise each time you draw it, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. So I'd love to see your Bambi pose. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram. And don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. So I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Remember, next week we'll be starting our month of Halloween evilness. Until then, keep drawing, my friends.